There are so many email providers, and it can be super difficult to figure out which one to go with. It's even more difficult if you're in the beginning of jumping into email marketing. So I'm going to give you some touch points on why my top 3 favorites are my top faves. So I first want to mention that the larger your email list grows, the higher price you pay. I actually nearly broke the $200 per month mark using Convertkit before I made the switch. For that reason, I'm super excited to dive into Flodesk with you guys. And at the time that I'm recording this platform's still in beta, so they have yet to roll out a lot of features that I know that they're working on and will eventually get to, but I'm going to show you the goodness that they already have, which is a lot. So what I will say right off the bat is that I have 20,000 email subscribers and I pay $19 a month. I'm going to repeat that. 20,000 subscribers for $19 a month. No, it's not a trial price. So let me break down Flodesk's pricing real quick. So it is $38 a month unless you use an affiliate code, which makes it $19 a month. So if a handful of you use the link that I am shamelessly sharing right now, yeah, I will make a commission off of it, but you will get Flodesk free for a month, and then there's no commitment, but if you continue, it will be $19 a month forever. So that's exactly what I did. And it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. I used someone's affiliate code and now I have $19 a month forever. How do they do this? I don't know, but take my money because you're giving me so much money back. Like at my current subscriber rate, that's saving me from like literally $2,000 a year. So let's jump into the overview so that we can see what this looks like on the back end. Into Flodesk, if you have an existing account, this is what it's going to look like. You are going to see all of your emails. You have the option to toggle over to what's scheduled, what you've sent, your drafts, and then you can archive anything and then they'll be in your archives so they won't clutter up anything else. Now, let's say you don't have this set up yet. How are you going to create new emails? So you can just create new, and that is going to look like this. You have the option to, so it has a template library. You can scroll through and see what they've got here, but the awesome part about Flodesk is that they have a what's your goal. So it's like you might want to up your email game, you might have some news to share, you might be welcoming a new subscriber, you might be selling something, you can start from scratch. So let's just look at make money. So here's where you could like say, you know, here's a sale, and then you can just look, and obviously you can use these templates for something else. They don't have to be for sales or they don't have to be for Inspire, but it gives you the option to make things as easy as possible. You'll also find these types, the elements in these templates in the editor themselves, so you don't have to worry so much about making sure that you have it right from the get-go. You'll also find this beautiful lettering font that is a little more playful and a little more, you know, organic looking because it's handwritten, and that has probably been showing up in your email if you follow anybody that is in the creative world, because a lot of us have moved over to Flodesk. So I want to show you what one of these templates is going to look like. So I'm going to say, hi there, friend. We'll just go to this one. So you can view details before you choose to use it, and then you can scroll down and see what that's going to look like on a desktop or on a mobile device. So it is mobile friendly as well. So let's say customize. So here is where you can make everything customizable to you. So you'll see that my logo, and you'll be able to create the settings in Flodesk, but your logo will show up here. You can click it and then you can delete it if you don't want it there. I personally delete them all. I think that they clutter up my emails and I want my emails to be a little bit more personalized. You can change the font, you can change these dividers. So basically what I did is I took a template here. It automatically has your Instagram feed in here. You can change, you know, your basically anything. Buttons, everything's customizable over here. You can change the style, you can change fill color, text color, etc. Add images. But what I really want to show you is when you press the plus symbol, if you, anywhere that you click in sections, you press the plus symbol and it gives you all of these options. The layouts that I told you about are basically those predetermined templates, similar to the one that's right above this section, is where I could put 2 pictures in side by side. So layouts, if I click that, then you'll see it pops up, but on the right hand side I have all of these options where I can insert whatever I want. So let's say I love this one and let's go with it. You can change this font. If I click this plus button again, you'll see I could insert my logo, an image, your Instagram feed, just basic text, buttons, social links, your footer, it's everything like that. The other thing that I like is in the very bottom footer, you're required to have an unsubscribe. So when I click on unsubscribe, I can go to message right here, and it's great because they have all of these options to change your unsubscribe. So chill is like unsubscribe here, no hard feelings, whereas direct is don't want these emails anymore, unsubscribe. So basically you can go through and see what it is that you want to do, and it fits your personality or your brand a little bit more. And then you can also change like the padding. It's very, very customizable is what I'm trying to say. So next, let's say I love this email. I can say from name. I can change each one individually, or I can just keep it as is because it will autofill that for you. Your subject line you can change. You can add emojis to it. Preview text, so that's basically like what your subject line is there, and then you have preview text that you usually see in emails. And then choose recipients. You can create segments in Flodesk. So you can do this with any email provider, but their segments, like I have some where I have like all subscribers, which you never want to do because I mean, you can, but like if somebody unsubscribes from a certain segment, let's say this was all about Procreate and not everybody cares about Procreate. I have a Procreate list right here, and it has 18,000 of my subscribers on it, so it doesn't have all of them. But I can include that so that it only goes to those people, add segment, and then I can see that I've selected that right there. Now, I can also add another segment. Let's say it's online courses or something like that. I can plug that in here as well. It's not going to send, like, let's say someone is on Procreate and online classes. It's not going to send them this email twice. It's just making sure that everybody in one of these segments gets this email. And then you say continue, and you can say now, in an hour, in a day, or customize when it's sent. And the other part about this is, like, let's say I want to send it next Wednesday. The time, you can say best time for morning or best time for evening, and then it just automatically puts it in there for you to make things nice and easy. Now, if I want to, so then I would say schedule, but let's say I got out of there, it auto saves. So it's right here ready for me to return to it when I'm ready to. The other part that I do is you can see that all of these emails look the same. And I've also stretched my padding because I want the text to reach even further, because I have found that something that's more text and less image heavy has been proving that it just has, I'm going to show you this one real quick too. It just reaches people better. So for example, this one, I have text, but then I have some of those templates in here, but it's not really taking away to what I'm saying. So that's how I use the templates in Flodesk. So they're still beautiful. I also have a couple that have that pretty handwritten text at the top if I can find any. Okay, so here's one that just says good news down here, and that's where I can insert something like that, have some fun flair, but still keep it direct. And of course you can set these up however you want to. I just feel like this looks a little more like a marketing situation, whereas this looks a little more personal. So that said, you'll see that these say this week's freebie. And to make this as easy as possible, because you'll have to format all of your emails every time, instead of doing that, I just duplicate. So I click these 3 dots and say duplicate, and then it will save. It'll come up with exactly what footer I want. It'll come up with my saved text, and I don't have to really worry about customization there. So when it comes to forms, you can have forms that are embedded into sites. So I have these on my web page, or you can have standalone pages. So like this link right here is, I think it's just like a pin or something that brings people to this page. But if I look at it, I don't know, I'll just zoom in. If I look at it, so people will land on a page that just looks like this. It's its own website. It has its own special link. Oh no, this is the affiliate partner program. Either way. And that's where I can have, opt-ins from a web page. The other ones are embed codes, like you'll find this on my website. This is the one that I just shared. Get bigger. I'm using an Apple mouse, so sometimes it doesn't like me. Okay, so like that. And that's something I can just embed in a page already. It's not a standalone page. So they have that option when you say create new. It'll be either inline, which is the embedded code, the full page, or a pop-up. I'm not a big fan of pop-ups. I just don't like them. I close out of them immediately when they come up. I know a lot of other people do too, so I just don't use them. At least at this time. And then workflows. Workflows is where the money happens. So this stuff is when you want to come in here and trigger things. Okay, so let's look at this one. This was a conference that I had. I'll just go into here and pause it. Okay, so when you edit them, it will pause it. But see, basically what I have is I'm giving people this 40-page ebook. So they're going to subscribe to with one of those forms that I showed you. And then immediately after, they are going to receive an email that you are able to fully edit. And I have the download the guide right here. So everything's ready to go. And then after that, I have a time delay of a day. And then they're subscribed to the following segments. Newsletter is one of them. Notice nothing else is happening, and I'll show you why. So if I go to newsletter, which I think is on this page, Freebie, yeah. So this is what this looks like. This is my main newsletter sign up. And this is going to be my Freebie Magnet that's on the front page of my site. Okay, so as you saw the other one, it's like, okay, subscribe and then add to newsletter is one of them. So this magnet is as soon as they opt in, they're going to be subscribed to the newsletter. And then immediately they're going to receive an email with access to my freebies. After that, once the email's sent, they are going to be added to all of my lists, all of my segments. And then I'm going to have a time delay of 1 day. And I do this because they already are receiving a freebie email from me. I don't want to bombard them with emails in the same day. So then I have my nurture sequence. So after a day, I'm sending an email called How Can You Help? And I have everything that I want to say to somebody, like basically what to expect from me. Then I wait 2 days, because I don't want to send something right after. Here I am again in your inbox. So this is just a valuable item that's going to help people, just like kind of an actionable email. And they, just something to show up in their inbox. And then I wait 5 days. And then I give them 4 prompts to boost their creativity this week. I wait 5 days again, and it's more of a personal email. And that's it. And then they're going to be kind of more connected to me at this point in the course of 2-ish weeks or so. And sometimes nurture sequences are a lot shorter, but this is the way that I do it because I've found the best results this way. And I've played around with it. And I'm not saying my way is the best way, but it is a way. So this is Flodesk. It's super, super simple. I can go to my subscribers. I'm not going to because it's going to show everyone's name and email. That would be wrong. But then I have segments here where this is where you create the segment. So you can say add segment, it could be newsletter or, etc. Some of these things are just like side notes to myself where it was like a one-time event, like this was a one-time event. And those are people coming in, whereas like my other ones that are going to move over to, my main segments that I use frequently have the higher numbers. So that's kind of what that looks like. That's a quick overview. So basically, Flodesk is super, super easy to use and creates beautiful emails that you can return to and duplicate and make things easy peasy, no problem. I highly recommend this platform for the value and the eye candy that it offers. So I'll go into Mailchimp now. Mailchimp is one of the most popular email marketing providers. The platform is super user-friendly. It has generous intro plans for small lists. They've been around for a very long time. They were my first email marketing platform for my own business. Their plan allows for up to 2,000 subscribers for free, which is great for getting started. It is worth mentioning that while back when I was using Mailchimp, utilizing their segments meant paying for subscribers on each list separately. Meaning, like, if somebody was subscribed to multiple segments on your overall email list, they'd be counted each time, and you'd pay for each segment they were in. So it doesn't make any sense. It was a complaint from a ton of users, though, so I would assume that they've addressed it by now, but it's worth checking out if you go that route. Just look into it first. Convertkit, I know I just mentioned the crazy price, but it is my preferred email marketing platform, even though I'm not using it anymore, so how dare I? I know, but listen, I could not argue Flodesk's price point. But one of the main complaints about Convertkit is that their emails aren't considered pretty. So I had that complaint at first too when I switched from like what I knew was, a really pretty platform on Mailchimp and then moved over to this like boring, less than desirable setup. But here's actually what I learned from that. Emails containing text without the fluffy graphics and like artistic GIFs actually have higher engagement. They have an article all about it. I've linked it so you can read about it. And I didn't even care about their proof of why at first and strongly considered moving back over to Mailchimp. But I had done so much work to move my list over and set up my account and my branding and all that I figured like I'll just give this a shot and see what happens. They were right. My emails were reaching people on a more personal level. As human beings, we crave those personal touches. So fancy emails have been put away from me for the most part. I mean, I will say that I do take advantage of the prettiness that Flodesk offers, but more often than not, I stick to simplicity and text now. So who knew? Back to Convertkit and why it truly is the jam. You can do literally anything and everything with Convertkit. So if you want someone to click a link and have a thing happen, like done, the thing's gonna happen. It can be super challenging to learn, kind of like WordPress is. If you're familiar with WordPress, it's not an email marketing, it's a web host. Anyway, it can be, even for the tech savvy. But once you understand it thoroughly, emphasis on thoroughly, reading their tutorials, doing things like that, you will have a seamless, hands-off workflow. And the more that you grow, the more valuable that will be. I promise you. Options that I haven't used but have heard good things about are Sendinblue, ActiveCampaign, Leadpages, and Entreport. I recommend spending some time on some of these or all of the platforms. Just learn a bit more about them, see what works best for your needs. And note, it's not like you're married to your choice either. So you can easily export your subscriber list and import it into another platform if and when you choose to make a change. Again, I'm so in love with Flodesk. I've linked that below for you. So yes, the affiliate code, I get it. I mean, nobody likes to be like, buy the thing, but like, buy the thing, because I bought the thing and I knew, can't tell you. I cannot tell you. It blows my mind. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Be sure to turn your notifications on so that you can get more videos, more of my suggestions, tips, tutorials, etc. Meet me over at thepigeonletters.com for some freebies, and I will see you next time.